Hey YouTube, this is Binty47 from Low Budget Gamer TV, and today I bring you my first installment to my World of Warcraft Cataclysm previews that are going to be coming in the near future. So be sure to subscribe to this channel for all updates pertaining to World of Warcraft Cataclysm and the gaming industry. So let's get started. In this first installment to the series, we're going to be talking about some of the key features pertaining to World of Warcraft Cataclysm. The first features we're going to talk about are 2 new playable races, the level cap being increased to 85, classic zones being remade, and the new secondary profession, archaeology. The first race we're going to be talking about today are the Goblins. They are coming to the Horde in WoW Cataclysm. Blizzard always felt that the Goblins should have been a Horde race from the get-go, and many Horde players have been asking for this race for some time now, so Blizzard, quote, felt it was needed, end quote, to bring the Goblins to the Horde in this future expansion. It's also nice to see that the Horde finally get a race as short and annoying as a Gnome Rogue. Some of the Goblin racial abilities include Rocket Jump, which activates your rocket belt to jump up to 20 yards. Rocket Barrage, which fires your belt rockets at an enemy within 30 yards. These two abilities also share a cooldown. Time is Money, which increases your casting speed and attack speed by 1% at all times. Best Deals Anywhere, which is possibly the best racial of any of the races, which allows you to get a full discount on any items that are faction-based, regardless of your reputation. Pack Hobgoblin, which calls in your personal assistant, allowing bank access every 30 minutes, which is great for constant leveling, and a 15+ stat to alchemy. The Goblins can play as Death Knights, Hunters, Mage, Priests, Rogues, Shamans, Warlocks, and Warriors, and their starting zone is in Kazan. The second race we're going to be talking about today are the Worgens. The Worgens are a race of feral wolf beasts whose very names inspire fear. They are coming to the Alliance in World of Warcraft Cataclysm. No one really knows their origins, but below the viciousness, apparently the Worgens are intelligent, normal humans that are just stuck with this curse that seems to have no cure whatsoever. Some of the Worgen racial abilities include Dark Flight, which you activate your true form, increasing movement speed by 70% for 6 seconds, which to me seems more like a useful PvP ability. Viciousness, which increases all damage caused by 1% at all times. Aberration, which reduces curse and disease durations on you by 15% at all times. Flare, which increases your skinning skill by plus 15, increases the speed in which you skin, and makes a skill specifically for you require no knife. And finally, 2 forms. This ability is vanity only, but looks really cool. This ability allows you to change from Worgen to human form at will, but whenever you enter combat, you instantly will transform into a Worgen. Let me show you the Worgen transformation animation. I'm sure you'll think it's awesome. Now let's talk a little bit about the plot of World of Warcraft Cataclysm. First, some of the key characters that are returning in WoW Cataclysm include Warchief Thrall, Garish Hellscream, King Varian Wrynn, King Jen Greymane, which is basically the Worgen King, Queen Azshara, which at BlizzCon was confirmed a no-go for World of Warcraft Cataclysm, but on the World of Warcraft Cataclysm website, she's listed as a character. And finally, Deathwing the Destroyer. Basically, he's a fallen dragon protector who has sworn revenge on Azeroth. He is causing the Cataclysm, and he is basically the Lich King of this expansion pack. Now I will explain the total story basis around World of Warcraft Cataclysm directly from worldofwarcraft.com. Let's hear that again in a much more exciting voice.
An ancient evil lies dormant within Deepholm, the domain of Earth and the elemental plane. Hidden away in a secluded sanctuary, the corrupt dragon aspect Deathwing has waited, recovering from his wounds of the last battle against Azeroth, and biding his time until he can reforge the world in molten fire. Soon, Deathwing the Destroyer will return to Azeroth, and his eruption from Deepholm will sunder the world, leaving a festering wound across the continents. As the Horde and Alliance race to the epicenter of the Cataclysm, the kingdoms of Azeroth will witness seismic shifts in power, the kindling of the War of the Elements, and the emergence of unlikely heroes who will rise up to protect their scarred and broken world from utter devastation. This summer, in a movie theater near you, the most badass movie ever. Rated PG-13.
Since I wanted to fit the announcement trailer into this video, I kind of ran out of time, but be sure to look out for part 2. Let me give you a quick look at archaeology. Basically, it's going to be focused on locating artifacts on Earth by the Cataclysm. You can unlock new vanity pets, change your characters, customization, even past talents. So you get like additional talents with the Path of Titan system, additional glyph slots. It just makes you a lot better, and it's probably going to be worth leveling. It's like it's a secondary skill like first aid and cooking and fishing. But I'll give you guys a lot more info about it in part 2. So be sure to subscribe to Low Budget Gamer TV. And thanks for watching and enjoy the trailer.
As the terrible war against the Lich King continues, the proud defenders of Azeroth fight to secure a lasting peace. But there can be no peace when the world itself is devoured by rage. An ancient evil has risen, determined to shake Azeroth to its foundations. And the world will never be the same. As the elements battle for supremacy, Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms have been transformed. Ancient lands have been torn asunder, unleashing widespread destruction. But newfound life has also awakened. New conflicts erupt as old enemies vie for control of the world's diminished resources. At the heart of the ocean, the maelstrom churns endlessly. Many islanders of the Great Sea have been driven from their homes, seeking sanctuary from the relentless upheaval. These scattered refugees find themselves shipwrecked upon the Lost Isles, locked in battle against an unfamiliar enemy. But in their hour of greatest need, the goblins of Kazan have found new allies in the Horde. As destruction engulfs the far corners of the world, the Greymane Wall, the fortified entrance to the human kingdom of Gilneas, has been shattered. Yet, those who were once human have become something more. As the vile Forsaken march south into Gilneas, an ancient ally resurfaces to bring the savage Worgen into the Alliance. As the world teeters on the brink, and the mortal struggle for dominance turns to one of mere survival, the world's champions have adapted to new paths of glory. Standing vigilant against those who would devour civilization. And venturing boldly into the unearthed, forgotten bastions of antiquity. Has been broken. A new age has begun. The Alliance and Horde can only cling to hope. Deathwing has has returned.